Lycopodium child is the intellectual high flyer. But physically, it's like the development is in the mind rather than the body. And it's not, Calcarea is flabby. It's not like that with Lycopodium at all. Their body is absolutely fine, but their digestive system is probably compromised. So the child might have a kind of, saying a Belson belly is too much, like the Belson victims is too much, but a little bit like that. And any kind of they just weak digestion, but mentally strong. What else? A lot of symptoms in the belly and digestion. Once again, a lot of gas and burping, especially in adults. And again, going more to adults than children, memory disturbances. But it can happen with children too, that they're absolutely fine in their rational mind and able to make connections and think logically and so on and so forth. In fact, they excel. But when it comes to memory issues, just remembering the right word and the name of the person and the name of the place, that's a problem for them often. And that, of course, can create anxiety when it's required of them to exercise this facility. And exams do that. So exam funk for a Lycopodium kid's brilliant, but when it comes to this, it's hard for them. Or getting up and giving a speech. They're damn good at it in debating, because their minds are well developed, but they might forget the names and this sort of thing. So, but I guess in children it's more likely to see the brilliance than the forgetting, and the problems are more likely to be physical than psychological. Nonetheless, despite it's not one like Calcarea, it's a remedy that's more applied to chronic prescribing, and yet it comes up again and again in what looks like acute work. When stress environments occur, the person breaks down. At that moment, it looks like an acute. If you examine the case, you can see that it's just a flare-up of a long-existing state. And in a way, knowing these remedies is really fantastic, because you can give what you would think would be an acute prescription and find that actually you have given a key to a deep cure, a homeopathic key to a deep cure, and what results is truly fantastic, the level that you would not have anticipated. And you may see Herring's law working out before your very eyes in instances like this. And when you see old symptoms returning, the shadows of the past coming into the spotlight of the present, as it were, you need to know about Herring's law. You need to know that this is okay. It's a healing response, rather than think, oh my God, what have I done? Well, apropos of Herring's law of cure, the symptoms that reoccur, the past brought into the spotlight, are temporary. The symptom stays in the spotlight for a short period of time and then disappears again. So it's a chance to reawaken to re-illuminate old territory, reawaken old trauma, for as long as it takes for it to heal. And generally speaking, that's quite short. And if it's not, if you get stuck with it, then you need to repeat that remedy again. Don't change it, repeat it again. And I would say in this case, it's probably a good idea to increase the potency. And this is something we've not spoken of until this moment, which is that if the remedy works temporarily and then runs out of, you repeat it, it doesn't work, and the symptoms are the same, so you still think, oh well, it's still the same remedy, what you need to change is the potency, and generally you need to go up. So if you gave a 30 before, you could give a 200 now. And this applies across the board. Chamomilla 200 might quell the teething child's pain for a short period and need repetition, and on repetition it may not work. And that's not because chamomilla is wrong, because it worked first time. It's more likely that the potency was a little low. So you now go to your pharmacy, Nelson's, and phone them up and say, send me chamomilla 200. Another possibility was where we came to in this consideration, which is that the remedy is acting constitutionally, and according to Herring's law, it's bringing back old symptoms. And if those old symptoms don't pass, leaving the person in a better state than they were before, but if on the other, if rather they stay and become the new picture, as it were, that's presenting before you, then what you need to do is give Lycopodium in a higher potency. So if you give them the 30 that's in your kit, you'd now phone up Nelson's and ask them to send you the 200. And that will pass those returning old symptoms on, so they come out of the spotlight